Uh, First of all, before we start the workshop, as I know that the audience has different backgrounds, let me ask you, in order to know a little bit more about who you are and where you come from, to raise your hands where you are. How of you that are teachers, that are teaching in primary, secondary schools? How many of you are in primary, secondary? Nobody? Some of you. Those of you that are belong or work in the university, professors, several, okay, thank you. And those of you that are in the industry field, companies, publishers, technological companies. Okay, so we have a very mixed audience today. Well, the workshop I prepared, and before I start, also I would like to apologize for my English is quite limited. It's not my, as you have noticed, is not my own language, my mother language. So please be indulgent with my limited English, and I hope that we could communicate. If you don't understand me, please raise your hand, and I will try to look another way to tell. Well, let's start with the workshop schedule. What I plan to do in this session during this 1 hour and a half is first of all to present some of the issues that concerns the digital learning resources that will be for nearby the half of the scheduled time, and then I will ask you to I will give you some tasks in order to try to build a collaborative map of digital learning resources. So try to build together some common understanding of what we understand by digital learning resources, and then try to summarize at the end of the session all of your inputs. So let's see if this runs well. So when we talk about digital learning resources, I think it's important first to see in a broad landscape and try to reflect on this question of if technology is only a resource, and what kind of resources we think, we imagine when we refer to technology as a resource. In Spanish, we summarize the three main streams of using technology using three prepositions, and I hope that this could be a start and a first summary of what we will try to do during this workshop. A first view of to work with technology is learn and work with technology, about technology, focusing on the technology itself, kind of equipment, how equipment works, how the different software applications, how do they work, and so on. At the beginning, those of you who have my age, you will remember that when we had the first computers, the only thing we had is an empty box, and we have to the first resource about technology was to learn how to program the computer. So that was learning programming languages, and that was an example of learning about technology. And in some cases, it's still interesting to continue to do this process. The second focus came later, came in the middle, at the end of the 80s, when we start having more software, not only just empty boxes. And at that time, the focus was in computer-based training, computer-assisted instruction. There was plenty of words that focusing that computers were machines to learn from. There's another kind of resources that focus on that preposition, on that view. And I think that now we are moving to a new paradigm where the technology is there to learn with. The technology is becoming the context for learning more than the focus on what we have to learn. But resources that we use covers all this spectrum of users. And sometimes it's difficult when we talk about ICT in education, this umbrella idea, this word to identify in which part of this spectrum we are looking at. So the focus of this seminar will be to try to define a common vocabulary, common ideas, to try to identify concrete examples, concrete uses on technology to put on not on only on one dimension spectrum, but in a two-dimension, in what we call it a map of digital learning resources. So that will be the focus of this morning. So, but before we start this exercise, when we face this large spectrum of possible resources, the first thing is how to find them. And now, not now, this problem of how to find digital resources was identified in the 90s when internet was spread, and a group of engineers and mathematicians start to develop what they finally produced, a standard to classify digital resources. And a standard that was ended just at the beginning of this century. Year 2000 was when this standard was approved, and it's the standard for called Learning Object Metadata. How many of you have heard of it? How many of you, please raise your hands about Learning Object Metadata? Okay, this was a first step to try to classify, to categorize digital learning resources. At that time, the word was learning objects. Now we use a more general word like digital learning resources. And as you can see, this is just to give a snapshot. The different branches, the different aspects that we could identify to classify a digital learning resource. So this is a really complex standard. In fact, because of this, it is very difficult to spread, because there are many aspects that you have to complete in order to classify or fully classify a digital resource. But it's a really neat, because looking at the main search engines on the internet, looking for digital resources, if they are not well categorized, well classified, it takes a lot of time for teachers trying to look after specific, concrete digital learning resources. So this is the first problem that we have to address. How to classify, how to categorize digital learning. And we have a tool, this Learning Object Metadata standard.